Hey guys, welcome to Hypertune. So I'm spending the day with one of Mercedes's 45 gang members, and in this case, the GLA45. And what makes this experience more special is that this bad boy is wrapped in GoodYear Eagle F1 SuperSport rubber. So let's go! So what we have here is the 2015 GLA45. So the GLA45 is, of course, we all know any of 45 series from Mercedes is going to be pretty wicked. So the GLA45 is one of those. It is a sort of mid-size SUV, but a 45, meaning it has a shitload of power, and it's stiffer and all that, but it's made for the more performance-oriented, practical guy. You get it? Like family man, but I still want some power in my life. So basically, it's a performance car. So when you have a performance car, you need performance tires as well. That is why this one is running on GoodYear SuperSport tires. SuperSport, yes. GoodYear Eagle F1 SuperSport tires. So these are one of the best performance tires out there. The SuperSport is nearly the highest in the range. Anything above the knee is the SuperSport R and all that. That is all keeping that aside for even more racing things and all that. So the SuperSport blends perfectly well for everyday performance driving for cars of this kind of horsepower, and also wet weather performance, because it's not always about driving fast in the dry, it's about driving safely in the wet as well. So what this car is running on is a square setup. The GLA is all-wheel drive. It's 255 35 20 because running on 20-inch rims as well. So this is the most recommended setup by GoodYear for this car. Given that it's an all-wheel drive system, a square setup is most advisable. So how I'm going to split the test is into, I'm going to do a braking test, and then I'm going to do a mini slalom test, and then I'm going to give you guys a driving on the road review of it. So let's go. Alright, first up is going to be the brake test. So what I'm going to do, I put the car in Sport Plus mode, which is the sportiest setting, because of course I'm going to testing the performance of it, right? So I'm going to accelerate all the way to 80, foot hard down. Then the moment I reach 80, I'm going to slam the brake. So you're going to see how the car reacts under the sudden lurch from forward momentum to stopping momentum. Alright? Okay. I'm going to leave it in auto for this one. And 80. As it's come on, that's Mercedes safety system. Okay, instant impression is, let me get the camera out for this. Okay, instant impression, I'll put a P first lah. Instant impression is very firm brake pedal feel, and the fact that the tires, I didn't hear any squealing. I did not feel any form of loss of grip at all. And because the ground here isn't like extremely smooth tarmac either, I'm just off the hazard. Not extremely smooth tarmac, so it is a bit gravelly. So the fact that even on that, all the way accelerating hard to 80 and then slamming hard on the brakes, I didn't feel any form of loss of control. Very smooth deceleration and very firm deceleration. I get a lot of confidence, and that is something that definitely helps a lot when it comes to these performance tires. When it comes to these performance cars, especially like this one where it has huge brakes on it and all that, it needs proper tires to pair along and make the best of the combo. So proper brakes, proper performance with very good performance tires makes the ideal combination. Let's move on to the next one, which is the swerve slalom test. Okay, now for the slalom test, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up to about 60. There's an orange cone over there. When I hit the orange cone, I'm going to do a couple of sharp left and right zigzags, and then we'll see how the car feels after that. Alright, so same thing, Sport Plus mode. Everything I'm going to leave it in auto lah. So accelerating hard to 60, 60, here comes the cone, and left, right, left. Alright, and then soft on the brakes. And alright, so what do we feel? Shall we do it again? Let's do it one more time before I give a even firmer reaction. Okay, reaction for the swerving slalom test. As much as it wasn't like a big scale thing, don't worry. So my reaction for this is, I like the predictability of the tire because once again I have to stress on this surface, it's very typical road surface. It's not like a nice racetrack smooth surface on a typical road where you do get some sand and odd bits of gravel here and there. So it's very predictable. That's what I like. It doesn't feel like the compound is too hard, because from my experience, hard compounds tend to be not so predictable. It's like grip, then suddenly no grip. So this one, it feels kind of soft and there is proper feedback to me as I'm zigzagging left and right. I can feel the tire give you a little bit of roll, a tiny amount, and then it supports it back. So when I zigzag like that, I feel the car, okay, sitting into each swerve and then pulling me in, and then I'm braking and relaxing. So that, I like that a lot. So I would definitely give the swerving test a good tick for this one, because I'm very happy with the confidence it gave me. Again, it comes back to confidence. That's the most similar thing so far from this test and the braking test. I like it a lot. I like the fact that it's predictable. A lot of performance tires out there, they are all about grip, and then suddenly nothing. So I like this one. So let's move on to driving it on the road, because this is a performance tire but not like semi-slicks or anything. So it is meant to also do well on the road. So with a bit of luck, it might rain, then we get to test the wet weather performance as well. But if not, let's see what it's like on the road while driving. What it is I feel. Okay, so far I'm in comfort mode and I'm getting onto the highway where it's like, you know, natural territory for these kind of cars. Highway, and then I'll go into some urban roads also, which is again how any normal GLA45 owner would use their car. Alright, so coming off of all the performance driving, that's now obviously, you know, excited a bit lah. So anyway, now just cruising around doing about 60-ish and getting on the highway. What I realized first off, as I pick up more speed first lah, okay, let me just pay the toll and all that. First thing I feel is the softness of the tire. I don't feel like the tire is very hard. I also hear very less tire raw, but I will get back on that after I do a bit more driving on the highway, which will be for the next 10-15 km. Yeah. So definitely tire raw is lower, but for now, okay, I'm taking this pretty smooth corner and all that. Tire feels very comforting, more comforting than a performance tire which I'm used to. Like I'm used to performance tires being hard and firm and all that, you know, which, you know, is not something we like lah. We like the performance part, but we don't like the firmness of the tires and all that. And then as I pick up speed along this like long corner where I'm gonna do a U-turn and straight front, very smooth. The tire also, I know the car plays a huge role, but the tire feels very effortless. I don't feel like, oh, anytime now you gotta be careful there, the grip is getting weak. No, I don't feel that. So I just did the U-turn at about 40, very relaxed, no tire noise, anything, no issue like where the steering's being placed. Am I like doubtful if the tire still has grip or not? No, none of that. Just relax and cruising only. That's the best thing I feel about this. Very relaxed. Okay, now we are talking. We got some wet weather. This is GoodYear SuperSport's perfect playground lah, as we can say, because they really spend a lot of money and the technology into the wet weather performance. So even now when I'm driving in the rain on the wet here, I feel that the car is very confident on where the wheels are being placed. Okay, I know that sentence may not make much sense, but when you're sitting in here, that makes a lot of sense. So it plays a big role to my confidence as when I'm driving, because I don't feel like because the camera wasn't on when I went through a little mini puddle earlier, but it feels very sure-footed, you know, very confident on what is being placed on the ground. And because when you think about it, it's only 4 contact patches when you're driving. It's just those 4 contact patches only, you know, so that thing plays a big role. So the technology GoodYear put in the Eagle F1 SuperSport definitely helps me feel a lot more confident here. If anything, I feel too confident. So if I were to nitpick a little bit, I would say that it really makes me feel confident to a point where I feel like I can push the limits to unrealistic levels a bit. But I'm not gonna do that lah. I'm just telling, like, putting into perspective how confident it makes me feel, because I don't feel like I need to work hard here to find the best grip levels and all that. I feel it's already available for me. Like I have nothing to worry about, you know. Like when you're driving around here, let's say on the wet road like this, you can easily do 20-30 km/h more than the next guy, because the tire gives you so much confidence. You don't have to worry. It feels like you're going slower, but when you're actually going faster, and that plays a big role for these performance cars because their natural, their speeds are already higher, So that is a big thing. I'm glad that the rain came in between to help me feel that feeling, because that was the first time I was driving the car in the rain. And I liked it a lot. Like now you see this road is already wet, taking this corner like this and all that at this kind of speed, right? It doesn't feel like I'm taking it at 80 plus. It feels like I'm taking it way slower than that because I feel so confident, so relaxed. I have to like double check, like, oh, I'm actually doing 80. Wow, that's a decent speed to take this corner at, Not bad at all, not bad. I'm very, very happy with this tires. Like, this is the one to have when you're running some serious performance cars here, and this car hasn't even fully been modded up yet. Like, it can definitely handle more power. This tire can definitely handle more. I like it a lot. It's a good combo of everything. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our Hypertune YouTube channel and Facebook page, and stay tuned for more content.